One of the most important parts of selling your house is what you're going to walk away with, not what you actually sell it for. Selling your house can be very stressful, but one of the most stressful things is not knowing what it's going to cost you. Hi, I'm Debbie Nesaba with HomeSmart, and on this video I'm going to show you exactly what it's going to cost you to sell your home. So the first closing cost you're going to have are title. When you transfer the property to the buyer, you're going to need to transfer the title. So the reason you're paying title fees are, you are going to protect yourself in case there is something that comes up on the title. Either that was on the house when you owned it or possibly even before. So one thing with title fees is the more expensive that the house is, the more expensive title fees are going to be. So it can range between $1,000 to, depending on the cost of the house, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for that title insurance. In with the title fees, you're also going to have a closing cost fee. This is going to be anywhere from $350 to $450 or $500 and is usually split between the seller and the buyer. So for example, if you sell your house on July 1st, you will be responsible for January 1st through July 1st. You will give the buyer a credit for that amount. So this isn't necessarily an expense, but it is something that you owe. So you do want to take it off your bottom line when you're figuring out what your proceeds will be. So the next line you will see is the HOA, if there is an HOA, and you will be responsible for the months of the year that you lived in the house. So it's the same idea. If you lived in a house that has an HOA and you moved in the middle of the month, you will be giving the buyer a credit for the portion of the month that you lived in the house. So another line that you'll see on the settlement statement is the amount that you owe to your lender for your mortgage if you have an outstanding balance. So when you sell your house, you're going to subtract all of those costs, including the amount you owe to your lender, and that is your bottom line. That is what you will walk away with. So one more line you'll have on your settlement statement is the Realtor Commission if you are using a realtor like myself. So the way this works usually is the seller will pay the seller's agent a commission, and the seller's agent will then split that with the buyer's agent. So one thing you want to make sure of when you are hiring a real estate agent is that you're getting one that's going to work hard for you and that they are going to earn every dollar of that commission. So there you have it. There are all of the line items that you should see on a settlement statement. My best advice would be to get a net sheet before you list your house so you can see all the estimations of these costs. I'm Debbie Nesaba with HomeSmart. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to call or email me.